Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. Recently I read a book entitled Jesus by Deepak Choprah. Now, a lot of people might be a little leery about picking up a book based on such a historical figure, but I myself did not find the book offensive at all. I've even read a book by Sylvia Browne called The Mystical Jesus, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating because it was more true, if I can say that without getting any flames. But I just felt like it made Jesus all the more accessible as a figure and more human. I think that even though he had great abilities, I do think that he was a human being just like the rest of us. He did do great miracles, and he was a great man. There was no blemish in him, but he had human desires like anybody else would. He got hungry, he got angry, um, he cried. Actually, one of the shortest verses in the Bible is Jesus wept, and he grieved within his spirit, and he also became tired. There were times that he wanted to get himself away from the crowd just so he could be alone with God as creator and father. But I thought that this book was very enlightening, and the way that it was written, it was very just beautiful and inspiring and thought-provoking. And I really like the way that Deepak writes. I just think that he's very talented, and I think that the book itself, it deserves 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. And you can pick it up anywhere you go, even at half-price books you can pick it up, and it's really not that expensive or that long. And it reads absolutely beautifully. It's extremely intriguing. Um, and it's just like any other story. It takes you and it never lets you go. Um, there was one part that got my waterworks going, and I'm not entirely sure why, but there is a scene, one of my favorite scenes in this book is when Jesus has an encounter with an elderly woman who's very childlike and playful and very innocent and very tender and giving and loving and compassionate, and she's got so many good altruistic qualities to herself. It makes her redeem humankind as a whole, as far as I think. Uh, she makes a little crown of roses for Jesus, and she places it on his head. And of course, if you know this story as well as I do, this being the Easter season, a crown of thorns was placed on his brow when he was crucified on the cross. So I think that was a foretelling of the sorrow that he would undergo, and it even shows that the thorns pricked his brow a little bit, and blood rushes down his face. There's just a little bit of blood, not like what he endured on the cross. But that scene, I thought it was so powerful and so compelling, and I mean, he didn't really use many words, but it was just so gorgeous. I felt that was my absolute pinnacle of the entire book, the acme, I felt. But everything in this book itself was just breathtaking, and you couldn't put it down. And at the end, it has a guide if you had a study group looking at it, and it's very helpful, I think, to look at that and to learn from it. I didn't do this as part of a study group. I just read it because it caught my eye and it held my interest, and I thought, well, why not? I want to do something different, and I'm glad I did. But that's basically all I have to say about the book Jesus itself. And if you have a chance to look at it and read it, I would highly recommend it because it really is a remarkable book and well worth reading.